All right, everybody, welcome back to Market Pros. And here we have Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Okay, so according to your RSI, you did have a few drives of bearish divergence, which led us back down to the 50. Then we had quite the pop up. Looks like we tried to make a higher high. Still have the chance to, but we're going to find out. And if we do make a higher high, we're going to have another drive of, actually two drives of bearish divergence. If the RSI does stop right here, we will have two drives. If not, we'll have one drive. So we're going to find out where the levels are to the downside if we do pull back, or if we get this RSI up back above this last level. Even if we do, we'll still have one drive of bearish divergence, but we're talking about either one or three, which if we have three on the 1 hour, that's going to be a little more powerful. It could possibly lead us back down to 17,200, where this 100 is. But we would have a lower low, but it could just be a little one last bear trap before we blast off towards 18K. All right, so your RSI right now is above its signal line, working its way up to the bullish control zone. Last time we got in a little bit, but kind of got rejected. Well, we did get rejected from about the middle. This time we're probably going to find some resistance on the bottom of that bullish control zone, which is, come to be expected. Usually do have some resistance at that level. Okay, now we do have bullish divergence, which is probably what led us up to this level. It's already played out, in my opinion, on the MACD. MACD's coming down to that zero line. Negative momentum is waning a bit, though. So are we going to get the retest of the signal line, or are we just going to cross it and break up above that market structure, which would be making a higher high than 17,500? And that's on a closing basis. All right, so your BBWP is still expanding like we were talking about. We expected this volatility to continue. So now it's either, all right, here's your two cases. Let's go down to the 15-minute and check this out. All right, so you're getting rejected from the bullish control zone, which, like we said, is to be expected. There's usually some high resistance in that area. Now, if we can enter it, we can enter that bullish control zone and break this last high, I expect us to go deep in the bullish control zone. MACD, strong upside curvature right now, crossing that zero line. Signal line's even going to cross that signal line, or that zero line, potentially, more than likely. Your positive momentum still increasing on the histogram. BBWP is hitting the ceiling right now. So, like I said, the volatility will most likely continue. Our moving averages all have positive slopes. Looks like we could get a multi-crossover here. Now, we are kind of going sideways, so I wouldn't trust these moving averages too much, but if we can hold above the moving averages and they start to fan out as we break this last wick, as we break this last closing high at 17,510, I would expect quite the move up pretty quickly towards 18K. All right, now, bearish case. Bearish case is that you break these last lows and get back into this range at about 17,150. All right, if that happens, I would expect this to come down to 17,100. Now, if we break 17,100, shit's going to start getting sketchy, because then we're most likely going to come to 17K. If we break 17K, 15.5 is the next stop. Probably get a bounce at 16,925, where this VPVR level and these last lows of the previous range are. But ultimately, I do think we would go to 15.5 and probably break down even further. 17K is the inflection point. Possibly even, 17,100 on a daily closure. I mean, if you want to be a little aggressive with it, 17,100 on a daily closure, 17K on a 4-hour closure. All right, now, like I said, your bullish case is that you break 17. Let's go back up. 17,510 on a 15-minute closure. I would even, even a 15-minute at this point, I would expect us to go up to 18K pretty quickly. Now, the question is do we get a pullback down to the POC point of control and the VPVR at about, and the moving averages at about 17,415? Anywhere from 17,4, 17,415, somewhere in this region. Let's go ahead and go over to this chart and put us a liquidity zone right there. Let's go to the box. 17,400. Okay. 17,415. That's the liquidity zone that I'm looking at right now. All right. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a pullback down to that area. And then we'll come back to it. All right. We're also going to have a liquidity zone down at this level. So if we do break that, the next stop is probably going to be, like I said, well, oh, shit, right here. That's probably going to be the next stop. All right, so take it level by level right now. You got your bullish and bearish case. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Turn on those bell notifications so you get notified every single day when I upload this time-sensitive content. All right, let's go to the order blocks real quick. So we're going to have some resistance at that 17,675 to 17,715. All right, we got a bearish supply block right there. Looks like we are finding some support and a front run of the previous block at 17,300, but we could always dip down below this. Like I said, 17K is the inflection point. So you do not want to break below 17K. Right now, your stochastic is pointed to the upside. Strong upside curvature right now, testing the bottom of that bullish control zone. So the question is where does this pullback lead us? Most likely at least get a pullback down to 17,410. Like I said, that level, that POC, and those moving averages, and then we'll come back to it. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum riding the top of our red box. We have stayed on the pulse of Ethereum for months, maybe even a year, because of this red box. Support and resistance has followed it to a T. Okay, so right now your RSI getting rejected from that bullish control zone. Find a resistance at this last resistance area, and we let's see here. No divergences to be aware of. Let's see. Nope. All right, so MACD trying to cross that zero line right now. Now the question is do we get resistance right here? Because we are on the current tick. We can still find resistance here. Your positive momentum's waning a bit, but we're going to find out whether we can bounce off of this POC at 1333 region, 1332, and all your moving averages, and continue up. Break this last high at 1342. Work our way up to 1400 like we've been talking about. That's the bullish case. The bearish case is that you break back into this red box. 1322. I'd even say 1319. You break 1319. Next stop is 1307. Possibly even 1310. If you break that, you're probably going to fill this whole inefficiency right here, and you're probably going to come all the way back down to 1263 at the POC point of control in the VPVR. Your BBWP is still expanding, so I do expect the volatility to continue. We came from a very low read. I do expect this volatility to continue. Probably going to get a pullback to the 1333 region. It looks like we could be happening right now. So like I said, if we break that last high at 1342 region, most likely going to 1400. And then we went over the bearish case as well. Let's move on to the 1 hour real quick. So let's see here. No divergences. RSI bouncing off that bearish control zone right now. We do not want to get back below this signal line and neutral median line, or that's not going to look good. If that happens, I do expect us to go deep in the bearish control zone. If that's going to be major support now, okay? Because the signal line and the neutral median line are both going to act as points of support. Looks like we're finding support on the zero line right now. Your negative momentum is decreasing on the histogram. Looks like your MACD is trying to curl over. BBWP still has a pretty strong upside curvature. Moving averages curling around. I do expect the volatility to continue. Now, like I said, you break, I'd even say 1310. 1310 is the level that I'm watching. You break 1310, you're probably screwed for now. And then take it level by level. I would expect to bounce at 1278, 1263, and 1250. All right. And those are basically your bullish and bearish case for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. Solana's down 3.5% today. Solana had quite the move, but like I said, it looked like we were kind of curling over a bit. If we do break this 100, 1522, I do expect us to go all the way down to the 200, 1425, and fill this inefficiency and backfill all those gains. Basically make a BART. All right. Now, RSI is in the bearish control zone. Trying to get back above your signal line right now, but that is the current tick. Now, if we can get up to the top of the bearish control zone, I do expect some resistance at that point. That's probably going to lead us up to about 1616. I would expect some resistance right there. MACD. Negative momentum's kind of stable right now, waning a bit, but that happened before and we kept going down. We are crossing that zero line right now. If we break this 100, it's not going to look good. Now, if we break the 200, 1427, would expect to bounce at 1321. If we break this, I expect us to go all the way back down to $8. Bounces along the way, of course, probably a bounce at 1320, 1222, 1129, and we'll say $10. All right. BBWP is still expanding. So I do expect the volatility to continue. Your moving average even has a positive slope right now. We need to break back above 1618 in order to try to become bullish again. 1666 is going to act as resistance. So is 1715. If you can break 1715, $18 is in the cards next. And then let's see here. Honestly, yeah, 1825, then 1922 is in the cards. We were talking about these levels all the way down from $8, if we did bounce up. Here we are. So yeah, that's about it. Your bullish and bearish case. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out these links in the description below, one being the Discord. Join the damn Discord. It's the place to be. Growing fast. We share our trades. We share our strategies. We share tips. We help newcomers. Definitely join the Discord, especially if you're new. So I wish everyone well, and I will see you tomorrow.